You know, I sort of had in mind doing a kind of a recap on my 2023 deer season. It was, to say the least, it was a different kind of season. But anyway, I've kind of had in mind, like I said, to do a recap on it. And today seemed like a good day to do that. We have got a beautiful snow. I wish we'd had something like this during the whole season, you know. I mean, this is good snow, really good snow. But boy, it's been cold. It's been bitter cold. Been down around zero. And, this ridge up here, it's a south-facing ridge, so the main snow came about 3 or 4 days ago, and it's been off and on flurrying a little bit ever since. But a lot of the snow has come out of the trees up here on this south-facing ridge. You can see a lot of the trees are kind of barren. A lot of the snow has fallen out, particularly on the higher areas that get more sun. But on the rest of the farm, lots of snow still hanging around in the trees. And especially on these north-facing ridges. On these ridges, it's still pretty much a winter wonderland. Quite a beautiful day to do a recap on our deer season. So, the season, for anybody that's followed the channel all the way through the 2023 deer season, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the season started out kind of a bummer for me. Normally, my deer hunting group, or my deer hunting camp, has dwindled drastically over the years due to a lot of different reasons, but time and age being one of them. So instead of having a good-sized deer camp, it's dwindled down, way down, and in the last couple of years or so, it's been just down to two of us, me and my buddy Jack. Well, before the season opened, we made a trip up in the mountains where we normally camp and do a lot of our deer hunting, which hunting the big woods, the big mountains, still hunting, slipping around through the woods, still hunting, that's my favorite way to deer hunt. And normally we go up and we do quite a bit of that. We used to go up and spend at least a week for the early muzzleloader season, then go back for at least another week for the general firearm season, and then go back again for at least another week for the late muzzleloader season. Well, over the past few years, that's kind of been cut down just a little bit, primarily because my buddy Jack, he's had a lot of problems, cancer, circulation, and everything else, and foot and leg problems, and everything else. And the cold, he just don't get along good with the cold anymore. And when you go up there in the mountains, it's a wholly different world than it is right here in the valley, for heaven's sake. I mean, it's cold up there, isn't it? A lot of snow and cold, what have you, but So Jack kind of weeded out that late muzzleloader season 3 or 4 years ago. And I mean, dadgummit, then he come along and he said, well, that was gun season. It comes in a little bit too late, and it's up there in the mountains, you know, we'll get trapped in the snow and all that. But so we kind of cut out the rifle season. And so that's 2 out of the 3. We generally could go back up for that early muzzleloader season because it's usually pretty decent weather then. But we go up this time on a week or so before the season opened just to camp for a couple of days and kind of check things out. And Jack's not doing good. I mean, he wasn't doing good at all. Particularly his feet and his legs have given him a lot of problems. I mean, he's having a hard time walking even with a cane or with a walking stick. So he opted to pass on this deer season. Well, like I said, that's my favorite way to hunt, and is go up there in the mountains to camp and to still hunt. You know, move around through the mountains all day long. Go out early in the morning and wander around the ridges. You know, slowly slipping along. Most young people don't even know what the term still hunt means. Well, it don't mean you're sitting still. It's just terminology that came back. I don't know what the origin of it is, but it means to slowly move your way around through the woods in search for deer. Instead of sitting on a stand up in a tree or something like that, you're out actively trying to find deer. So you stay on the move all the time. And the object is, you keep in mind, the object is you're trying to locate bedded deer. That's what you're doing. So you're slowly easing along through the woods. And every step you take, it's a wholly different scene. Everything's different. So not like sitting here in the quickly and you look around and everything is the same. And the slightest little change out here on this whole farm, if a squirrel comes out up here 300 yards away, I see him, you know. I mean, it's a little speck, it wasn't there. But when you're hunting big woods, and half the time woods you've never been in, every step changes. So it's not boring or anything else. It's exciting. It keeps you on your toes. It's just a wonderful way to hunt. And if you've never done it, you owe it yourself to give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Still hunting, a lot of fun. But anyway, Jack couldn't go. And so I didn't go either. But my nephew and a young friend of mine, both of them in their 40s, they decided last couple of years they've gone elk hunting out west. Well, this year they didn't go, so they're going to go back up and they're going to deer hunt around here. So they go up in the area in the same place that we normally camp. So they go up on Sunday. They didn't go up until Sunday, and they set up camp on Sunday. They were back on Thursday, both of them with a $2 limit. So each one of them got $2 apiece, and they was back in town by Thursday. So, I mean, they didn't put a lot of emphasis on camping, obviously, you know. Where normally Jack and I go, I mean, if you get deer right off the bat, I mean, you still stay the whole time. But these boys are back pretty good. But anyway, they did go up, and they had pretty good luck. Yeah. When I was telling my buddy Jack about it, you got to know Jack, he's not exactly the most optimistic human that ever was. Jack, you know, Clint and Kenny went up, they hunted up there and went up on Sunday and they're back on Thursday with each one of them with $2. That's $4 they got them. So Jack said, well, me and you had went, nobody'd seen anything. That's optimistic for you, buddy. Oh, he can be a little on the negative order sometimes. Been trying to break him with that. He'd get a little better, but goodness gracious, I'm the eternal optimist and Jack's the eternal pessimist. So maybe that's why we get along so good. I don't know. But anyway, Jack couldn't go. So boy, that was a real bummer that I didn't make my at least 1 week, for heaven's sake, of still hunting around the mountains, hunting the big woods, the big mountains. I didn't do that. So that started out kind of a real bummer where I come out here to the Quigley and my season started right here in the Quigley. Now, a lot to be said for the Quigley. I mean, heavens to Betsy, it's comfortable. It's great. It's comfortable. I like it. I got to walk heck far, 140 yards from the house to get out here to my Quigley. One guy commented on one of the videos. I reckon he's kind of being a little bit trollish, I reckon. But anyway, he said, "You might as well hunt in your living room." And I answered him back and I said, I do hunt from my living room. It's nice. My God, I got a fireplace and everything. I mean, it's nice. I've shot a lot of deer from my living room, from my back porch, front porch. I've shot a lot of deer from there. It's a great stand. It's a wonderful stand. Complete with bedrooms, kitchen, bathrooms, everything. The house makes a wonderful stand. But the Quigley is situated where it's situated right here. I can pretty much cover the vast majority of the farm, which I can't from the house. I mean, if I could cover the whole farm as effectively from the house as I can from the Quigley, I'm not sure but what I wouldn't do a whole lot more hunting from the house than what I do. But when I am at the house and the season's open, you better believe I'm looking out the windows here and there. I'm, all the whole time I'm home. But anyway, I thanked him for the suggestion, but I let him know I do already do that. But no, I make no apologies for hunting from the Quigley. I built this thing several years ago. I built it to be comfortable. I like it out here. It's kind of my little refuge, I enjoy coming out here. I come out here at times when there's no season on it at all. Like right now, there's nothing open, but I'm sitting out here. We've got my trusty Ruger number 1, 30-06, that anybody that's watched any of the videos at all knows what gun that is. That was a gun that I gave to my buddy Gary 50 years ago. And this past summer, he gave it back to me because he'd paralyzed. He just couldn't use it. He hadn't been able to use it in years. It hadn't seen any use whatsoever in many, many years. So he gave it back to me. And we'd spent the summer trying to get Gary back to where he can hunt. Now, like I said, he's totally paralyzed. And there's a series of videos up on that, trying to get him a gun ready and fix up, get it to where he can shoot, which that was a real deal. I mean, he pretty much totally paralyzed. But we got it all worked out for everything worked out. Where the gun, fixed up a gun for him, got a rest that'll work for him, figured out a way where he can pull the trigger. Everything. It got him a blind to where we could heat him. He had very poor circulation, of course, so he gets cold. So we had it worked out where we had a heated blind. The places go, we'd worked out a couple of good farms where we could get to. And one of our buddies, Jerry, he has a farm up country. He's got quite a few does on it. He went and even bought 6 extra permits just so Gary could have when he got to go, hadn't been hunting in 12 years. When he did get to go, he wanted to just go hunting, I mean, he hadn't been in so long. He just wanted to go hunting. And Jerry and I, lifelong friends with Gary, or 50, 60 year friends with Gary, we worked all summer getting it where Gary could go hunting again. And on the very day, it was going to be the first day that Gary goes. The very day that we'd planned all spring and summer long, we'd work toward that day. That's the day that Gary's going to get to go. Going to get to go hunt. Going to get to do something enjoyable that he hadn't been done in at least 12 years. Hadn't fired a gun, hadn't hunted, hadn't done nothing at least 12 years. He's going to go. So on the very day, it's going to be his first day back in the woods, Gary passed away. Not good. Not for us, not for me, not for Jerry. No doubt, Gary's best day. The Apostle Paul says, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, which is far better. Not just better, far better. So if you're a believer, then we know that Gary had a better day than we did. But it's kind of a bummer that day, but Jerry and I kind of dedicated our season to Gary. So Jerry and I, like I said, we've been buddies forever and ever and ever, but actually we hadn't really hunted or fished together in nearly 40 years, and we practically we were practically inseparable all that many years ago. And we hunted, we fished, we camped, we did everything together. But life, we kind of, everybody kind of went separate ways, sort of, We were all still close friends, but we weren't hunting together per se. So, trying to get Gary, the mutual friend, Gary and myself built a log cabin up in the mountains. My God, 50 years or more ago, we built a nice log cabin. I mean, we built it the old-fashioned way. We built it like they did 200 years ago. We had a great cabin. And Jerry and his dad and a couple of them, they decided they'd rather hunt in a different area, more of a farm country more than the mountain country. And so Gary and I bought Jerry out, and Jerry and his dad and another guy, they built another cabin off a few miles away from ours. So sort of drifted apart, sort of, I reckon. But Gary, when I decided nothing's impossible, we're going to get Gary back into the deer woods. And of course, Gary was excited over that. And of course, I get a hold of Jerry, and the next thing you know, we're all three right back just as focused and as tight as we ever were, of course, And it was just like we'd stepped back 40 years ago. But anyway, Jerry and I worked at getting Gary to where he could hunt. Then Gary passed. So that was a real bummer. So my buddy Jack is 82. I'm 80. Jack's 82, and he just didn't feel like going. So there went an early mountain still hunting through the mountains, and camping trip that went, and that kind of put a downer beginning to the season. And then the very day when the season, he wasn't going to go muzzle over, when the rifle season opened, the doe season, rifle season, that's the day Gary's going to go. He passed away. So, those two things didn't start out the season as a real humdinger, I guess you could say. Kind of anything but a humdinger. But anyway, like I said, Jerry and I, we're still going to go hunting. We're going to enjoy our hunt, and we're going to dedicate our season to Gary. which we did. But Jerry has a farm up country. His nephew's got a great farm, and he does a lot of hunting up there. Of course, I like to hunt here at my farm, Quigley. So we were off and on. During pretty much the whole muzzleloader season, I'm out here at the Quigley every day, and that's 14-day season. And I saw quite a few deer. I saw quite a few bucks. Actually, some of them were pretty decent bucks, but I never fired a shot. And Jerry had helped me put out a food plot, and I'd never had a food plot before. Anyway, I was watching that, and that's kind of interesting, you know. And anyway, I saw quite a few deer, but I never took a shot during the entire muzzleloader season. So then the rifle season comes on. And that's another 14-day season, so 4 days into the rifle season, which made 18 straight days of hunting, I finally take a shot. Now, let me back up a bit. For 3 days prior to me taking a shot, early in the morning, 2 of them early in the morning, 1 late in the afternoon, a big, nice buck had been chasing does right up here on this hill, but it was either too early that I couldn't see to shoot, or too late I couldn't see to shoot. But I could see him plainly. He was a nice buck. And I mean, he's chasing does all over the place. Well, on the 4th day of the rifle season, I look up and I'm just lollygagging around out here, and I see this buck right here. I'm thinking very seriously about going to the I'm not even gonna try to look at him. Not even gonna try to look at him. So anyway, that's the first buck, first shot that I had taken during this season. So that's a nice buck. It's a pretty nice buck. And lo and behold, 3 days later, out here again, here in the Quigley, this buck here shows up here on the top of the hill, and that was kind of wild. I mean, he was appear and disappear, and he like to never gave me a shot. I mean, it was getting plumb frustrating. I mean, but I finally did take this shot right here. "300 yards, standing broadside right in that road bed. Daggone it. Good grief. He's standing there. He was standing there, broadside. Nothing between us but a barbed wire fence. 300 yards, 290, 300 yards. Goodness gracious. I had a solid wrist, finger on the trigger, starting to press the trigger, and he just walks into the woods. Lord have mercy. Not only is it that these bucks that live to be mature get any age on them, not only are they smart, they're lucky. They're just plain lucky. I had the crosshairs nailed on his side and wide open. Perfect shot. Perfect shot. Yeah, it's a long shot. It's cold out here this morning. My head's cold. The crosshairs nailed right on him. It's a long shot, but just the bullet's gonna be just yay low with that. This is a high shoulder shot. Hold the crosshairs high on the shoulder, he's gonna drop right in his tracks. Just as I start to press the trigger, he walks off. He's worked his way about down the hill, maybe 25, 30 yards from the corner where he was. Okay. He's in the road bed. There's another logging road that comes from the woods up here to the field. Flat, and lots and lots of deer cross from the woods out into the field across that little logging road there. I'm going to take my own advice. Take the first good opportunity that you have. And there's hair back through here. There's hair blown all back through this brush here. Way back through it. So there definitely it was a pass-through hit wherever it was. And with blood all over the place, which I heard blood everywhere. Right there. You can see where he almost took off down this hill. This is a nice steep hill. You can see over here, he came down. And then this hill. And that stream ran right down through there, so. I'm going to have to put the camera up and just going to take both feet and all three hands to hang on to everything, work my way down that hill if he keeps going straight down, which I got a feeling he will. It'll have to do, because I've got to get him clean.
It's a beautiful deer, Dennis.
And with Mr. Gary's rifle. Mr. Gary. So I get that buck, and he's a really nice buck, and that's my limit. That's my limit of bucks. We're here in this state, this area, we're allowed 5 deer. Only 2 can be bucks. I mean, you can get 5 does if you want, or you can get 1 buck and 4 does, or 2 bucks and 3 does, or whatever. Plus, we had extra permits, landowner permits and stuff like that. We had those. So, my gosh, we could get a pile of deer as far as that goes. But I've got my 2 bucks. And I don't want to take the does off of my farm here because I just don't have it. I don't have enough. I did. I mean, we had plenty of does. But when blue tongue hit, it kind of wiped deer. It hurt the deer bad in this whole area. And where my farm is, it's situated on the edge of just huge woods, multitude, thousands of acres of woods. And that's not the best deer habitat that ever was. But anyway, it's with the coyotes coming in like crazy and taking off the fawns and all that, and just for a whole variety of reasons, the deer, I just don't have the number of does that I used to have by any means. So I didn't want to take a doe off of this. And up at Jerry's and his nephews, well, they want does taken off. They got plenty of them. They want rid of some of them. So that's where we're going to put our emphasis on any time the doe seasons are open. So when the doe season's open, I go up and hunt with Jerry up at his place. And I had a goal. I said some goals before the season started. And among those is I wanted to take a deer with a Savage 99 300 Savage that I'd had for 10 years and never taken a deer with it. And I've had a Winchester 94 that I've had 30-30 that I've had for 20 years, and I've never taken a deer with either one of them. I mean, I've taken a lot of deer. I got several Savages, and I've taken a lot of deer with Savage 99s, but not this particular 99. And I've got videos up on there about those 2 guns and shooting those 2 guns and talking about them. If you're interested in that, you can go back and look them up. But I had a goal. I wanted to get deer with those 2. Well, I did get this deer right here. I got with the Savage 99 300 Savage. Jerry was going to run the camera a little bit, and then he one of the cameras, and he wasn't used to it. Okay, so we got some great footage on that on this deer here. It was some great footage on this doe coming up here. That's a doe, ain't it? Is that a doe? So, footage or no footage, whatever. I got my first deer with that Savage 99, and I pretty much knew it was going to be a doe. I mean, that's what I've even planned on, but before the season ever started, because it's primarily a relatively short-range gun. The way I got it fixed up, just iron sights and all on it. And so that was a goal met, and I got a deer with my Winchester 94 30-30. I didn't get a cotton picking bit of that on video. I mean, I'd like to say that it was equipment failure. It was operator error. Beautiful shot, beautiful opportunity. I mean, I could have should have had some really good footage of that hunt. Instead, I got nothing, absolute nothing. You'll just have to take my word for it on that one. I tell you, I got one from my Winchester 94 30-30. Yeah, boy, I got one there. So anyway, so just like I said, you allow more than one. So go back up again, and it's with Jerry, and it's my full intention. I'm going to get another deer, another doe, and that's our primary purpose. I mean, so we're sitting there as a palaver, looking around, and I look out the side window on Jerry's little Quigley Jr. there, and there's a doe standing right beside her. And she's 10 yards from her, but 20 yards past her is a nice buck. So I knew right then that I wasn't going to shoot that doe. I've got my limited on bucks, and I know I'm not going to shoot that doe because there's a nice buck standing right behind her. I'm going to try to get Jerry get that buck. And as luck would have it, everything worked out, and Jerry took this real nice buck here. The doe's looking right at us. That buck is putting on a show. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, there's darker buck.
Oh, look at him.
I can't see him.
Look at him. That's a nice buck.
Is he an 8-pointer?
How many points is that buck?
I don't know.
Get my ears back out of the damn way. Can you see him? There he is.
Got this doe. He's gonna follow this doe.
That buck is a good one. That buck's a good one.
Just let him come on and get where this doe's at.
Uh-oh. Where's that sucker going? Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
There's a grape right there. He's working at his grape.
Yeah.
It's a damn good buck.
That's a good buck. Where's he at? He's behind that dang tree. There he is.
Come on, doe.
I'm on him. I'm on him. I'm on him. I believe he's down.
Damn.
Down for the count. Wait a minute, do what?
And I said, Daddy's rifle come through.
Yeah, that's Jerry's dad's rifle. His dad passed away a few years ago. Jerry's got, show that rifle right there, Jerry. This is it's a micro medallion.
708.
And what caliber?
7 MMO8.
Right. And buddy had put him down. It's a beautiful rifle. Jerry had it out to farm, zeroing it in, checking it out. That scoped me, didn't it?
Huh?
That's the one that I got the scope.
Yeah,
with.
that's the one that scoped you.
That's a mean little rifle. That little sucker, it scoped me. Give me a scope ring on it. 'Cause it's a micro medallion.
Really lightweight for old men like
And,
that.
and short length of pull. And the scope is set a little bit far back. And Dummy just threw it up and shot it without checking anything. It went kapop, cut me right. It gave me the infamous scope ring. So now Jerry's got a nice buck. I didn't get a doe. We didn't see another doe rest of that day, but Jerry got a nice buck there. And as we go back on another day, Jerry with muzzleloader season come on, the late muzzleloader season. And like I said, the last several days of it is doe day. Last week or so of it's doe season in our county, in this county. So we go up, back up to Jerry's Quigley Jr. there. And I mean, this place has got lots and lots of does, a lot of does. But I've done very little doe hunting in my life. I think until this season come on, I think I've shot 3 does in my life. 3 whitetail does. I've also shot 3 mule deer does back in the early 60s, but I just hadn't shot many does. I mean, for whatever reason, I grew up in a time when in an area where shooting does was sort of taboo, you know. We just didn't have it, and you're trying to get a deer population started, so I just kind of got in the habit of not hunting does, I reckon, but I've done precious little doe hunting. Even though in many, many areas, they need to be taken out. A lot of them need to be taken out. Like if we're actually going hunting up here, but they got so many deer they consider them to be a problem. But when I go up there, the problem is we can hardly ever find them. I mean, they say, what do you mean you can't find them? Everywhere we go out, if I go out doe hunting, they seem to get the word or something. They hide big time. So I can get a 8-point buck a whole lot easier than I can get a doe. At least that's been my experience anyway. But anyway, we go up and we hunted there too, and this couple of does come out and they're in a muzzleloader hunting with flintlock. I dug out my old Tennessee poor boy, and I decided I was going to convert that poor boy back to a flintlock. I mean, I like the flintlock. I love the flintlock. But several years ago, I kind of run out of flints and put the cap lock back on it and just got too daggone trifling to get me any more flints or do anything else. And so about past 2 or 3 years, I'd hunted with cap lock, but this year I decided I'm going to put that flintlock back on it, and I really got interested in, I really made a good effort to I'm going to get deer with that flintlock for a change. And when these 2 does come out, and anyway, you'll see the shot here. I made the shot, and of course it's trying for a heart shot, and a heart shot, the whitetails generally don't fall; they take off like a scalded dog. So when I shoot, these 2 does are standing there getting more in unison. They wheel, they're gone, you know. And that deer ran a lot further than you'd think a deer should run. But anyway, when we go looking, we don't take a camera, we don't take anything, and they'd gone all down in some woods, steep woods, what have you. But anyway, no recovery, no video of any recovery, anything like that. But at least finally, after several years, I did put a hit on one with the flintlock.
both of them.
Cover your ear. Cover your eye.
Got it.
Cover your eye.
Got it.
And then we go back a day or so later, and Jerry puts he gets a shot at a doe, and from my viewpoint, I called it a miss. I actually thought it was a miss, but he was confident in his shot. And of course, we go out and look around, and I was confident that he'd hit it low because all I see on the ground is white hair. But he said, "No, I put a good hit. I know it did." So anyway, he he finds the deer. He finds the deer. He was confident in his shot, and he found it. But what he didn't like was the recoil of my muzzleloader. He was using my muzzleloader. Anyway, he takes this shot right here.
Damn. Ah, damn. You ever heard of a rubber butt plate?
What do you thought? What, you don't wake up?
Oh, God.
My boy's a winner. Rubber butt. Who ever heard of rubber butt plate on a traditional rifle? None of my daggone muzzleloaders have got rubber butt plates.
Well, my God, you need to admit one.
They did fit one.
Oh, cool. Be careful.
Oh, Lord, look out there, smoke still a hole. Look out there. Smoke everywhere. By the way, Jerry was using my rifle. What you want that
I
show?
got a broke shoulder. Put entirely too much powder in that thing.
That's only 80 grains.
Okay.
This has got 120.
Oh,
I can't let you shoot it unless I load it again.
no danger, bud.
We got that. I got a ball out. I got a kick out of it. Oh boy, he got a kick out of it too. He didn't like kick that 50 caliber with a heavy maxi ball and about an 80 grain charge of black powder, and it popped him a little bit. He didn't much like it. But anyway, so the season's rolling right along. We get down to the last day now. Last day. I got one doe. I got one more dog I need to get here. So finally, this doe comes up. Now it's about an 80-yard shot. It's a plenty doable shot. And this flintlock that I'm using here is Tennessee Poor Boy. It's an accurate rifle. And prior to the season, a couple of days prior to the season, I go out here and I shoot it here at the farm a little bit, and I'm shooting at 60 yards, not 80 yards, I'm shooting at 60 yards. And I'm about an inch and a half high, which is what I want to be, you know. And two of the bullet holes are touching, and the other one is just about one bullet width away. It's shooting round ball, 50 caliber round ball. So I got two touching and one about a half inch away from those two. It's an accurate patched round ball rifle. I mean, it is. And I should have killed this deer. I should have killed it dead. But when I shot and when it ran off with that tail up, I personally have never seen a deer fatally hit run off with that tail up. They're always down. So when I saw that tail up and it just hopping around, like a deer normally does, I was trying for a hard shot, and had I made the shot that I wanted to, that deer would have run like a racehorse, not hopping around, but flat out run. He didn't do that. So. Anyway, as you'll see, the shot turned out to be a low shot. I just barely grazed it across the bottom, but you'll see the shot and you'll see the results of it. It's back across the fence again. Bottom line is, the season started out a real bum. Didn't get to go up in the mountains, camp, and still hunt with my buddy Jack because Jack just did not feel like it. And then we're going to take our longtime buddy Gary, paralyzed friend, go take him hunting. Planned on it all year. Worked on it and everything else, and on the very day that's going to be the first day that we take him, he passed away. So, season started out rough, really rough. I mean, actually it's kind of hard to get in the swing of it, but you make do with what you got. So, it turned out to be a really good season, very productive season. Got a couple of good bucks, got a freezer full of good eating, and got hooked back up hunting again with my old buddy Jerry. And Jerry is you can't explain Jerry. There's only one Jerry in this whole world. He's a super nice guy, super guy. You gotta love Jerry. So anyway, Jerry and I, we're hooked back up again. We fished together quite a bit last year. I mean, we've had a ball. We've picked up where we left off 40 years ago. We have had a ball. We've caught a lot of fish. We've got some good deer hunting under our belt. It's just turned out to be a great season. Turned out to be a great season. Because life is good. Life really is good. And the reason that life is good because God's good. God is good. He's been very good to me. Very good to me. And I am so thankful for it. 80 years old, I get along good, I get around good, I got good health. I'm able to do anything pretty much I want to do. No problem. Not guys half my age pretty much can't keep up with me. And of course there's guys half my age that I can't keep up with anymore, okay? But anyway, it was a great season. Turned out to be a great season. I enjoyed it, even though it started off kind of rough. Turned out to be a great season. And I am, as I said, I am so thankful for it. So that's kind of a little recap on my 2023 deer season. And The next one's already getting underway. Like I said, I put that flintlock back on my old Tennessee poor boy, and boy, that really sparked, put a little spark under it, you know, and got me back where I really love muzzleloader. And years ago, actually even before they even had muzzleloader seasons, I was really heavy into muzzleloader. And I would hunt muzzleloader during the regular rifle season. That's the only time you could go. But then they finally started having some special muzzleloader seasons, and those first several years were absolutely wonderful. They were great. They had the seasons generally around this area, usually in October. The weather was beautiful. Me and Gary, my buddy that passed away, we really got heavy into the buckskin. We got into being everything pretty much period correct, you know, and we made our own clothes, our own accoutrements and everything else, and we really got heavy into the buckskin, and that was quite enjoyable. I have to admit, I enjoyed that kind of trying to relive what your forefathers may have experienced a little bit of. And we got into both the mountain men era and the eastern long hunter. Of course, in my area right here, this is where the eastern long hunter was. And matter of fact, Daniel Boone on the Wilderness Road passes within about a half a mile of my farm right here, where Mr. Boone come trucking through here, you know, and on the Wilderness Road. So this area right here is real heavy in early pioneer in history, and revolving around Daniel Boone and various other characters of the time. So a lot of history in my mountains right here. So we had that area, the Daniel Boone area, you know, and then the mountain man areas. We've got into all that aspects of the so-called buckskin, and loved that. Well, then they come along with blaze orange law. You had to wear blaze orange. Well, blaze orange and buckskins just somehow or another just didn't set right with me. And right in this area, we really didn't have a good flintlock or muzzleloader club or anything like that. I mean, we got a great gun club over here, but they absolutely nothing to do with, you know, flintlocks or early stuff. But, so I kind of took all my buckskin and paraphernalia and stuff, and I kind of hung that up on the wall. And it's been hanging there for 40 years now, I reckon, close to it. But talking to one of the boys, I can't explain my buddy Kevin. Kevin's like mine and Diane's kid. He's like one of our kids, you know. I mean, we only had one child of our own, and that was Danny. He had Down syndrome, and he died 4 years ago. But we are well blessed by having several sons and a couple of good daughters. And Diane only had to give birth to one of them, but we've got several of them that we consider being our own kids, and they consider us being their parents. And honest to John, these people take care try to look out after me and Diane probably better than their own kids would. You know, most people's own kids do. So we're well blessed with some great kids, and they do more for us than we can ever thank them for. But Kevin and both of these guys, all of them, have done for me. They've given me various guns and various things, and they've well blessed us both, and they've really blessed me a lot. And then out of the clear blue, I mean, Kevin knew that I really liked this flintlock stuff, and being on somewhat of a fixed income, I mean, I've kind of drooled around over Kibler long rifles. Jim Kibler, I don't know how, makes some fabulous muzzleloader flintlock kits, and I've drooled around over one of them for a pretty good while, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend that kind of money. We just don't have that kind of money to spare. But Kevin gifted me with a Kibler Woods Runner kit. So that thing will be coming in here pretty soon, and I'm going to rebuild that thing. I'm going to build that thing. Build me a Woods Runner rifle, which originated right in my part of the country, here in Virginia. So I'm going to build that, and that got me to thinking, so I dug them buckskins and some of that stuff off the wall. And some of it still fits. Believe it or not, some of it still fits. Some of it's a little tight, but most part it fits okay. And it kind of got me back into this flintlock, this flintlock kit that's coming. That really stirred my interest back up in the flintlocks and the time periods and all that. So I've dug out. I'm kind of sort of getting back into doing a little buckskin, and I reckon you can say in my old age I'm stepping back into my childhood again. I reckon. So anyway, that's added a real spark. This Kibler long rifle kit has added a real spark to my life. I mean, it made me dig out things that I hadn't done in 40 years, and so I'm enjoying that. Matter of fact, on the way out here to Quigley to do this little video, I stopped by a storage building out there, and I thought, I know I got some moccasins somewhere that I made all them years ago go along with that outfit. And on these pictures here that I'm going to show you in a few minutes, you'll notice I don't have any moccasins on. I got flip-flops on, for heaven's sake. So I sat around to a few friends, Of course, naturally they comment on my period correct footwear, flip-flops. But anyway, I thought, I got some confounded moccasins. I made tons of moccasins. I got them somewhere. And so sure enough, I go out there in the storage building, I found quite a few pair of them. Now, hopefully I can get some of them on. I mean, as I've gotten older, my foot got longer and wider or something. But anyway, I had a great pair of, you might say, store-bought moccasins from that area. My God, they just too tight. They were way too tight. So I just couldn't use those. Gave those to my brother. So I'll go back here to the house in a few minutes and see if any of those that bag full of moccasins fit. But anyway, I will be doing videos on building my Kibler Woods Runner. Those will be coming up, and to kind of get into the mood and the swing of it, I'll be doing a little buckskin along with it, I reckon. Anyway, I will be doing videos on building my Kibler Woods Runner. Those will be coming up, and to kind of get into the mood and the swing of it, I'll be doing a little buckskin along with it, I reckon. But anyway, that's kind of my season started out kind of on a low note. It certainly ended on a high note, and with this kick coming in, it's already got me looking forward to the next season and getting out and doing in the meantime, doing quite a bit of flintlock shooting. And right around the corner, as soon as it fires up just a bit, and that warms up just a bit, I got to get back to fishing. I mean, been a long time. It's been a couple of months since I've been fishing. I got to remedy that because I purely do like my fishing. So looking forward to this coming year. Looking for 2024. I'm looking forward to that. So far it's started out to be a real jewel, and I see no reason why it should be anything else. I just want to, for anybody that's watched the channel, I appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments, all the people that subscribe to it. I'm flabbergasted at it, actually. And looking forward to the year. So looking forward to 2024 with great anticipation. Talk soon.